This is Earth 894, a Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast where the days do matter when you release stuff. If we're saying it's a Friday, it's a Friday. If we're saying it's a Tuesday, it's a fucking Tuesday. But guess what? Sometimes the days don't matter. More on that later. This is Earth 894. We are actually a Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast, not a Days of the Week calendar show. That's another podcast for later. I'm one of your esteemed co-hosts. My name is Devin Stone, and I promise I'm not always very angry, but I'm just getting in the tone of this show that we're going to be talking about, which is She-Hulk. It's coming out not August 17th now. Breaking news, everyone. It's coming out August 18th. The person here to my digital left is the one who's going to make sure I don't turn into the big green guy in just a second here. So let's shout it out and bring it over to the man, the myth, the legend. We love him. You know his catchphrase. And you might hear him as a popular TikTok star now, just blowing up the charts. It's Louis Tonarini.
I don't know about popular TikTok star, but I did have one that kind of went semi-viral. That was kind of fun. Not millions, or
Are viral TikToks the modern version of one-hit wonders now? Because think, how often do you hear someone like, oh, you know that one band or that one singer? How often is it like, hey, remember that one Vine or that one TikTok? And it's like, where are they now?
look at all those chickens.
Yeah, like that's more memorable than one-hit wonders when it comes to songs, because it doesn't really happen now.
Yeah, I always wonder if people are proud of their song blowing up on TikTok. Like your song that you were hoping was going to make you millions of dollars is just dumb people on TikTok dancing to it, and it barely gets any radio play or anything.
Some people it works, like Boy with Uke that you hear on Q101 all the time. I'm not a fan, but I think he was touring with what is it called? 21 Pilots. And I'm pretty sure he was a TikTok starter. And some people it works, but yeah.
It's always so weird.
I don't know. Everyone's got a gimmick.
Yeah. Well, from Wednesdays to Thursdays, I think it's not as big a deal as you are getting upset about. But, we're neither here nor there.
I know.
We used to do our reviews on Mondays anyway for Falcon Winter Soldier and stuff.
What Louis talking about.
WandaVision, way back when we started.
Yeah. And what Louis talking about is like the release schedules and new shows and stuff on Disneyplus. Literally, we were about to record, looking up stuff, and then all of a sudden I just happen to type in Marvel News, and I find straight from Marvel.com itself. She-Hulk premieres exclusively on Disneyplus on August 18th. And the caption is, Wednesdays are so last season. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
A lot of people, well, we'll get into the show when we get into the show.
So as a podcast producer, stop making my life a living hell is all I'm asking for. Someone who gets apoplexy whenever there's a change that's sudden. I do not like it. I do not like it at all. And I'm being very, very whiny right now. So let's talk about some good stuff. So every episode, we like to catch up with each other. This is the section of the show that a lot of people look forward to whenever they hop on as a guest on our podcast. We get to kind of talk about what's been marvelous in our days since we last spoke. Maybe you read a comic book. Maybe you watched a movie. Or maybe you can beat it in something very, very cool. So we like to call this segment
MCU for you.
Oh, I love that sound so much, Louis. You have no idea. I talked about it on a prior episode, how when I hear the Captain America theme, I cannot not hear your voice singing MCU for you. And then it almost like I want to listen to our version instead of the actual song. So I love it, man. I just love it. So Louis, what's been MCU for you?
So much. Not really that much. With the announcement of all of the Phase 5 stuff, I've decided to rewatch Daredevil on Disneyplus now. So we've been busy, but I got about two or three episodes in. It's amazing that the best scene in the whole show is the second episode with the hallway scene, the infamous hallway. I love the Daredevil character. I love Charlie Cox. I'm so happy he's coming back. I think It's going to be great for Funko collectors that can't get a hold of Daredevil pops. Now you're going to be able to get some, hopefully. I'll finally be able to get a Kingpin without spending $70. I digress. Yeah, so I watched that. Today on Disneyplus, this isn't Marvel, but it's kind of Marvel. Chris Evans voices the one and only Buzz Lightyear on the Lightyear movie that came out on Disneyplus today. So we'll probably watch that either tomorrow or sometime this weekend.
You guys didn't see it, right? In theaters?
No.
Not a way.
And it wasn't, I'm not one of those people that was up in arms about it. I just, if I'm going to not hire, but get somebody to come watch the kids and go see the movie, blah, 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 it's going to be like something that's worth, my time. I'm still on the fence about Shazam 2. Like, am I really going to go see Shazam 2? I kind of want to, but I kind of don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Another quick little story is at work, where I work, there's an older gentleman who is not very good at his job. And he gets a lot of slack, but he tries really hard. So I have a soft spot for him. He's slow and he asks a lot of questions and he rambles on for way too long. And I'm just like, okay, I'll just calm down. And he, without going too much into it, he had to find a space for a lot of stuff and he couldn't find a space for it. So I cleared out a spot and I said, here, put all your stuff in this spot. He said, oh, thank you so much, blah, 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 going on and on. And then I said, don't worry about it. I left him and he started doing his thing. And I guess he got like overwhelmed because they were filling these things and he couldn't put it away and then also put the stuff up on the scale fast enough. So I went back there and I started pulling the stuff back to the spot where I made for him. And he's just like, you're like real life Captain America.
Oh, wow.
Like, oh, man, you have no idea. So I thought that was funny.
That's cute.
Made me laugh. Real life Captain America. He said, I'm a DC fan, but I know you really like your Marvel stuff. You're like real life Captain America.
You're like, oh, shucks. I don't know. I kind of like it.
Whatever.
Nice, man.
So other than that, I've been planning a Spider-Man party. I wrote so many addresses or so many invitations yesterday. And yeah, getting my my stuff ready. Other than that, just chilling. How about you, Devin? What's been MCU for you?
Good stuff, Lou. Yes, a couple different things. I recently watched The Gray Man was it the weekend? Yeah, it was over the weekend. Have you heard about the movie? Kind of released recently on Netflix.
The guy with the trash stash?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Speaking of Captain America, yeah, Chris Evans plays a nasty villain in it. Antagonist, if you will. And opposite of Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, I almost said Ryan Reynolds. That'd have been pretty interesting, actually. Yeah, I watched that. It was pretty good. Not bad. It was kind of fun movie just to watch. Good action and kind of some cheeky humor and stuff like that. Chris Evans knows how to be a total dick in those kind of roles, and it's really good. It's really good to see that kind of contrast. So I recommend it. It's a good time. Aside from that, I got to be a competitor in a fellow Star Wars podcast. Go check them out. Awesome guys. They put on a Marvel and Star Wars trivia competition for the first time. And they did it all from scratch, streamed it live recently, and then they posted it almost immediately the day after, which was impressive alone, on their podcast feed. So we'll make sure we have a link to it in the show notes for this week's episode. But yeah, I was one of the competitors. I represented good old Earth 894 and got to compete and also meet some new friends from other podcasts. So let's do some quick shout outs real fast. So Star Wars was the ones who put it on, and the questions were fantastic, by the way. But then also competing was Two Black Nerds. Go check them out. Two Sides of the Story. Not So Serious Podcast. Nathan for Us. And Kickball Friends. Everyone had a good time. Everyone had, I'd say, equally some really tough, challenging questions that no matter what your knowledge or base was for Marvel and Star Wars, totally stump you. myself included, but ultimately it was a really good time. And I don't want to give too many little spoilers away because I want you guys to go check out that episode. It's about an hour. It's a fun time. Follow along, see if you know the answers yourself. There's some good comedy and humor that ensues too. But I think the finals get pretty interesting. And yeah, so thanks again to Star Course for having us on. We'll get those guys onto the show and vice versa, hopefully soon here. And we're looking forward to the next trivia. So that was pretty much one of the big highlights for myself. Also want to give a shout out to my man here, Louie. He was texting me, just kind of giving me like little words of encouragement and motivation here and there throughout the episode. And, he was watching the live stream, so there's obviously a delay. So there wasn't like wait for him to like text me answers or anything like that. So just want to throw that out there. But it was kind of cool just to be like, I would know the answer to a question and I would see Louis' answer, especially the Star Wars ones. And they were honestly hilarious. I have them saved.
They were the best. I was correct on all of them.
I got to see if I can like pull any up that if I remember a specific question. Just this, like what Louis was saying made it so hard not to laugh because it was just funny.
What was Darth Maul's brother's name?
And I was like, it's Savage Opress. And you said
I said it was Darth Paul.
Yeah, stuff like that, man. It was just killing me. Because Louis, if you listen to the pod, he doesn't know too much about Star Wars.
I don't know anything about Star Wars.
Yeah, so if we get invited to go compete again, if they do another round of the trivia tournament and everything, Louis is going to be going in our stead. So we got a lot of Star Wars to catch up on. So make sure you let us know what he needs to watch.
Darth Paul. Hashtag Darth Paul. Yeah.
Release the Darth Paul cut. Awesome,
cut in half and turn into a spider.
Heck yeah. Like we said at the top of the episode here, we're here to talk about a little bit of a preview show about She-Hulk since it's going to be coming out August 7th. I'm sorry, August 18th. Sorry, I had to. I'll
so much
anger.
My
own wrist on that one. I promise I won't bitch about it anymore. But we'll talk about that. But before we get into it, just give you a little bit of some news that's kind of been going on. Like what might be happening at D23 in September. So let's talk about it.
News or footage. Keyword
Marvel News.
Oh, yeah. Marvel News. So at D23, that's the expo we were kind of talking about because we had so many announcements that some were expected, some totally not, like Phase 6 and the Avengers titles and everything at San Diego Comic-Con when Feige just blew away the weekend and everything on stage. But the remaining questions we're hoping to have answered and directed at Disney's own convention, which they call D23, which is basically the Comic-Con, but only Disney stuff. It's their own stuff. They put it on, and it happens, I think, every year, every 2 years. I can't remember. Well, if you want to tune in to see what they're going to reveal at D23, you'll be happy to know it's going to be on a Saturday, which makes it a little bit easier to watch, September 10th at 10 a.m. Pacific in Hall D23. So pretty sure there's a live stream and everything, but even if there's not, I mean, he'll record it. They always put it online afterwards. And also they release stuff like concurrently during the panel occurring. So that way you get the latest image or just exactly what happened at San Diego Comic-Con recently. It'll be pretty cool. Now, Louis, I want to pose a question to you. We saw everything for Phase 5. We saw 2 movie titles revealed for Phase 6. However, there's still a number of remaining titles that they have only release dates on for Phase 6. After everything that was announced and talked about, what would you put your money on that Kevin Feige is going to go on to the stage and just let it rip? Not a fart. He's not going to cut the cheese, but he's going to cut something loose, and that's going to be some reveals. What do you think he's going to reveal?
I think John Bernthal's coming back as the Punisher.
Think so.
Yeah. With the Disney, it seems like there would be more shows. Daredevil was a big deal, so he revealed that Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
And then the shows that we already kind of knew about, like Echo, Agatha, stuff like that. But there's still other shows that they've talked about that they didn't bring up at Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be like Armor Wars he might get into.
Right.
God, I can't even think of any of the other ones. But
Well, we knew there was rumored or somewhat confirmed, kind of loosely confirmed, that they were going to do a Shang-Chi kind of spinoff series with the Ten Rings.
well, there you
Remember
go.
that?
So
And a Wakanda
I think
series.
I don't think he's gonna do anything movie based. I think he did all that at Comic-Con.
Okay.
So anyone holding their breath for casting of the Fantastic Four or the mutants, the X-Men, I think they're SOL. I think if he was going to do that, he would have done it at San Diego Comic-Con. So probably some shows, some stuff like that. He might get in more depth with the upcoming stuff for Phase 5. Maybe talk about like how Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to lead into Captain America 4, stuff like that.
Okay.
Or maybe, how WandaVision leads into the Coven of Chaos with Agatha. Maybe some more in-depth looks of these upcoming shows like Echo and
Right. I think that's a pretty safe bet. I didn't think about the angle of it being more show centric. I think that's a pretty good prediction.
I figure if you're doing well, I guess Disney is the whole thing, but in my mind, D23, I never even heard of it before Disneyplus came out. So I think they're just trying to push stuff onto Disneyplus. If that's where Disney's bread and butter is. So if Marvel's coming up, they're gonna be like, "All this shit's on Disneyplus, yo. We got this and that and this and that and this, and we're gonna put Spider-Man on Disneyplus and this and that." And maybe they'll say something like that. Would be cool.
Right.
Because God knows we all need Spider-Man on Disneyplus or the Hulk.
I forgot to mention that actually in MCU for You. I recently just got a VPN, virtual private network, and I totally forgot that in Europe and everything outside the US, Disney Plus is a little bit different due to like just availability and copyright stuff. So when I was having my VPN based out of Europe, I forgot a lot of the Spider-Man movies are on Disney Plus. So pretty much whole Raimi trilogy except number 3, both Amazing Spider-Mans and then Homecoming are on Disney Plus there. So
Well, there you go.
heck yeah, man.
Now we're sponsored by NordVPN, I guess.
No, I don't do Nord. I do a different one. Only for $5. I'll tell you later.
That's just the one that I see.
Brought to you by ExpressVPN.
Since we're kind of on the topic anyway, I was looking at an old Phase 3 Comic-Con announcement. The picture, and it's the picture of iCarly where she's in 2012 or whatever, and then in 2022.
Right.
And the Phase 3 announcement was Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, Infinity War, Endgame, and then there was an Inhumans thing on there. I was like, oh, that didn't age well.
Oh, God.
They certainly didn't do that.
Okay, so May 6th, 2016 was Captain America Civil War. November 4th, 2016, Doctor Strange. Guardians of the Galaxy just has number 2 on there. Doesn't say volume 2. May 5th, 2017. Then Thor Ragnarok with its like more Thor Dark World kind of looking title font. July 28th, 2017. November 3rd, Black Panther. May 4th was Avengers Infinity War Part 1. And then there was Captain Marvel on July 6th, 2018. Where are we at? May 3rd. No, okay. November 6th, 2018. Yeah. Marvel and Humans. And then they have May 3rd, 2019. Avengers Infinity War Part 2.
Which is insane.
Wow.
They didn't make that Inhuman stuff. Brian would have lost his damn mind. Shout out to Mr. Marvel's Minutes. Go check him out. Yeah, he would have lost his mind, but that did not come to fruition as we now seen.
Could you imagine what that would have been if we had Inhumans 2018? 4 years ago.
Black Bolt was in Endgame or something.
When did they announce Phase 3? Did they do it in 2015? Because when did the Inhuman show come out?
That I have no idea. Nobody but Brian watched it.
I'm just kind of curious, like, was Phase 3 influenced? Because it's the exact same logo that they use for the show. Oh, no. I remember. They originally were making it to be a movie, turned it into a show, and then it just, I don't know how better to say it other than, got snapped. It was bad.
Flopped, yeah.
That came out in 2017. Yeah. That's why. Okay, yeah. Came out in 2017. They just totally chalked up as a loss.
Yeah, I saw the picture on the little Comic-Con thing, and I was like, that didn't happen.
You know what? I'm going to go and watch Inhumans. I have yet to see it. I know it's not going to be great. I'm going to watch it.
I've tried a few times. I can't get into it.
I'm going to try it. But I was going to talk about, are we going to say?
Yeah. Go ahead with what you think is D23ing it up for Marvel, MCU, all that good stuff.
I did forget, they have a description here that I meant to read before you went. So I'm curious if this changes your answer a little bit. But it said, as previously announced, filmmakers, celebrity talent, and surprise guests from Marvel Studios will join Lucasfilm and others on stage in Hall D23. Surprise guests from Marvel Studios will join Lucasfilm and others on stage in Hall D23 to showcase theatrical and Disneyplus titles. Like I said, going behind the scenes of these studios' highly anticipated films, specials, and series. Attendees will see exclusive footage and be among the first to learn what's in the works. So yeah, we're definitely getting some reveals. We haven't seen anything about the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special that comes out in December this year. That's supposed to be the epilogue to Volume 3. Makes sense. But also Werewolf by Night. We know it's supposed to be coming out in October. I've seen some details about it and leaks, and I'm not too hyped about it, to be honest. But yeah, so that makes sense. Those are straight to Disney Plus. Makes sense to show them at D23 because then it's exactly what you're describing. So those I guarantee we're going to see something about. What I also believe we are going to get, don't expect the same kind of crazy reveals and just info dump that we did in San Diego Comic-Con. Just set that expectation now. We're not getting Mephisto yet because he's behind the days changing and all the streaming services. Thanks, Mephisto. But I think we're going to get a Deadpool 3 announcement. And the reason why is because just recently, Ryan Reynolds posted on Instagram with him in like one of the best trainers in Hollywood. And the caption was literally just like a red circle emoji and then 2 cross swords and saying, "So it begins." It's Deadpool. We know it's been in the works. We know it's coming and there's been some news. So I think we're actually going to get the formal announcement at D23, which would be awesome. And then aside from that,
would be insane.
Yeah, and then aside from that, I mean, I'm with you on the Armor Wars potentially being announced or like giving out some more show ideas. But like the big thing to take away, I don't think we're going to get any X-Men stuff. As much as I really wish we will or wish we would, I don't think they're going to say anything about X-Men in at least for another year. So in place of that, we could potentially get either some sort of casting announcement for Fantastic Four or just who's directing it since John Watts dropped off. Safer bet, probably director. Ideal thing, I want to know who's going to be our cast. But also that's kind of scary because you're doing that like 2 years in advance. So, what happens like a year from now? Oh, it turns out this person has to get recast because of contract issues, blah, 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 blah. Makes sense to do the director versus the actors for the core. That's my thought.
Last year at D23, if my memory serves me correctly, we got like a Moon Knight teaser, a Miss Marvel teaser, and not a She-Hulk teaser. What was the other one?
We didn't get anything Spider-Man, that's for sure.
No, it was, because Spider-Man Sony.
Was it Hawkeye?
Maybe Hawkeye. I can't remember, but it was just like a little itty bitty. Yeah, it was. I remember trying to watch it on Disneyplus or wherever the hell, because we got like a little thing for Moon Knight and a little thing for Miss Marvel, and I swear it was She-Hulk. Maybe it's just her opening her eyes or something like that, which we still don't have yet. So
yeah, I don't know.
I saw a TikTok today of some girl on a boat. And she said, yeah, but the real question is, are we getting a season 2? And she pans over to some guy who you probably would know that I don't know.
It's one of the actual
And he
showrunners and directors of
Yeah. He says,
Moon Knight. Yeah,
what?
I know exactly what
And
you're
then
talking
it
about.
pans over again, and it was Oscar Isaac. He goes, why else do you think we're in Cairo? And everyone's like, oh.
Yeah, baby. Season 2 confirmed. How
We
about
would
it?
hope so.
Well, it'd be shitty if they didn't, and that's what they released. Come on. Okay, so toss going to that. Do you think they just actually formally just announce at D23 Moon Knight season 2 coming and blah 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 blah?
No.
Really? I totally.
Yeah.
I 100% think they will. Just say, and for fans who saw his grand entrance of the 3 personalities behind the cowl, just let you know, we'll be happy to know season 2 is in development right now, and show a graphic, and that's it. Or it's going to be like a video from afar of Oscar Isaac saying, hey, everyone, we love that you love the show. We're working on season 2. Bye now.
High rationality. Yeah, who knows? I don't know.
Mm. All good stuff, though.
Should be a fun time, you know? We love
You know what?
stuff.
I'm just happy that we're in the time right now where the big announcements are just coming. And it just really helps kind of like give you an idea of not only like what's to come, but it gives like a kind of like light at the end of the tunnel sort of feel. Because now, yes, they announced like Secret Wars 3 years in advance. That's still 3 years that we know to like prepare what everything's going for and kind of talk about more ways and theorize and kind of speculate. And that's kind of where the fun is a lot for me personally, is just coming up with your own little theories on like how things connect and how might just come into fruition leading up to the movie. So I'm just happy for this summer. It's a good early and post birthday gift for us.
What do you think about a Captain Carter show?
Given how much they're doing with Captain Carter in What If, I'd say that's as far as you're going to get in terms of her getting a show. Oh, wait, are you
Probably.
saying Agent Carter or Captain Carter?
Captain Carter.
Oh,
We already have Agent Carter.
I know. It'd be great if they picked it back up for third season. I wish. I also never finished the second season, so I don't know if it actually ends on like a true ending or if it's just
No idea.
kind of cliffhangery. I don't know. Actually, I need to finish that. Fun fact: one of the actors from Agent Carter does show up in the final season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in a grand big way, and it's pretty darn good, if I must say. Gotta watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Louis. Gotta do it. Watch that
Halfway
before Star
through.
Wars.
I'll add it to my Captain America in the Winter Soldier list.
There you go. We should post each other's list of that. That'd be kind of fun. So anything else from that? I don't think we have anything, right? From D23 stuff?
No, not really.
Cool. I mean, Lily just talked about how Moon Knight's coming back. The only other thing, do you know how that crazy Easter egg hunt that everyone's trying to find from Guardians 1 always constantly like tweeting at James Gunn to answer that no one's been able to get?
No.
Well, yeah, there's one Easter egg that remains. He basically tweeted this week saying that he's going to put that on hold until Guardians 3 because it could potentially, if someone guesses it now, it could potentially spoil a big part of the final chapter in the Guardians trilogy. So that's kind of a hint at the same time. But Louis, how do you feel about these Easter eggs galore in these movies? Does it bother you sometimes when like people are constantly just trying to hide, like try and discover every little, like leave no stone unturned on screen? Or do you feel like it makes it better?
I don't even pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the stuff, you know, is cool when you see it, but you know, some things you discover 10 years later and it's not even
right.
It doesn't affect anything else, you know, it's fine. Either way, I don't care.
I love little hidden details and stuff, man. I love it because then it makes me want to revisit it. But I just love the little appreciation and the fine details like that. So to me, it's just I like it, but I do understand when it's too much.
One thing about Guardians of the Galaxy that could ruin Guardians 3, or not ruin, but spoil a part of Guardians 3, that also kind of ties into D23, would be a Richard Rider Nova cameo casting something, because they were in Xandar with the Nova Corps, and that's where you'd see Nova. That's where you'd see Richard Rider, just as an unnamed guy in the background or something. There was rumors of a Nova show being made for Disneyplus, so that could be something. And if somebody finds some Easter egg where the guy's got a name tag that says Rider or something on it, who knows? That could be like, oh, you spoiled the big grand entrance of Richard Rider, and I think that's his name, in Guardians 3. So I don't know. I'm just freaking stoked for Adam Warlock, but that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
No, it's all good, man. I agree. I'm ready for Will Poulter to take up the mantle.
Big jacked Will Poulter.
For real, dude is too strong now. All right. So like we said at the true top of the episode, talk about some She-Hulk. Let's take a look at the episode. The series. Get an idea of what's to come, what we know, what we don't know, and what we hope to get out of this show.
Whether you like it or not, you're now a superhero.
Very good.
Just trying to show you.
No,
It's done.
I'm shown. I did not go to law school to become a vigilante.
Our universe is on the edge of a precipice.
All right, let's do this.
Who the hell are you?
That name better not stick.
So Louis, we all know that you're a fan of the Hulk too. How do you feel about She-Hulk?
I am up on She-Hulk. Everybody seems to be so down on it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like the CGI. They don't like the cheese from the trailers. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a good show.
Nice, man. With the whole CGI thing, I get it. I totally get it. Granted, we know there's been stories and allegations about Marvel really not treating the CGI art as well. So Marvel, what the fuck are you doing? You rely so heavily on this stuff. But a second time, it's just a trailer. Sometimes that's also why they don't release some trailers to the public at Comic-Con and other conventions and stuff, because the trailers aren't actually finished rendering and being fully flushed out, that they don't want to release it, and then people are only talking about that instead of the actual stuff they saw. So it's catch-22. For me, the CGI doesn't bother me though, because no matter how I look at it, I just cannot or not imagine this being an ogre on screen, just with Shrek and everything. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not trying to say anything ill towards She-Hulk or anything, or the actress herself, or just anything in general because of that. It's just because Shrek is love, Shrek is life. Not really. It is just so prominent that it's hard to just not to immediately think of something else that's a green CGI human-esque person like that. So if I can't get past that, why do I care about how well the CGI looks, But let's go, man. I'm glad that you're excited for it. I kind of am too. Just not originally, but right now I'm looking forward to it. Main reason is because of what they revealed in the trailer. So if you guys do not want to be spoiled, maybe just as a precaution, just to let you know, let's do this.
Spoilers here.
Is that a spoiler?
I think I should.
Just give us a spoiler?
You kind of did. Cut
Spoiler
that
alert.
part out.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, now you know. Now you know. Sorry, Marvel. Whoops. That's out.
Everyone dies. No, at San Diego Comic-Con, they showed at the end of the trailer for this. God damn. Charlie Cox just rolls onto the whatever they're at, parking garage, roof, whatever. And we see good old Daredevil, not in his red complete suit. No. We see the OG, the classic, that Silver Age. I don't know if it's Silver Age. Anyways, the yellow and kind of maroonish suit. Me, looks like a hot dog, mustard and ketchup. But that got me stoked. That got me fucking stoked. How about you, Louis? Are you stoked to see Daredevil in this show?
I am, but I don't think he's going to be in it much. I'm thinking 2 minutes you're going to get of Daredevil.
2 minutes.
Very little. He's going to... in my mind, that happens in episode 5, 6, maybe. She's taking on lawyery stuff for Abomination. Maybe she's covering another baddie or something, and Daredevil has to be like, hey, this guy's bad news. You can't be letting him off on the street and blah blah blah. She's like, well, I'm a lawyer and F yourself. And he's like, you know what? Just because you're a lawyer doesn't mean I don't know. They don't pay me to write the shit, but I feel like, yeah, he's not going to be in it much. If they wanted to put him in it a lot, they wouldn't have called the show She-Hulk. They would have called it Daredevil Born Again. So I think him being in it for too terribly long would take way too much spotlight off of Jennifer Walters. Is that her name?
Yeah, Jennifer Walters.
Yeah, I was pretty sure.
Interesting. So 2 minutes and halfway through the season. There's 9 episodes.
No, more than halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 9 episodes?
Yeah, this is a 9-episode series.
Oh, I thought there was only 6. So with there being 9 episodes, give me him in episode 7 or 8. I think it'll be a while, and he's not going to be there very long. I think that's going to be like the holy shit moment. Or, if I'm wrong, it's going to be at the very end of the very last episode. He'll show up.
Oh, don't
say
do
something
that to
cool,
me.
And then be gone forever. Not forever. Be gone until Echo. But kind of like Bruno being like, there's a mutation in your blood. And then it ends. I think I'm coming after Abomination, even though you got him off scot-free. Or something stupid like that. But yeah. Or maybe she at the end, there's a Wilson Fisk thing, and she agrees to defend him or something. He's just like, no, you can't. I don't know for certain, because I feel like if you're going to put Wilson Fisk at the end of this, that takes away from Wilson Fisk being at the end of Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to think of other Daredevil villains, and off the top of my head, you're not getting anywhere near Wilson Fisk. He was number 1.
I guess it really comes down to when is this taking place too, right? Which we'll get to in a minute here, because there's some room. But I mean, we know already confirmed for Echo, Daredevil, and Kingpin are going to be in it. Depending on when this takes place, maybe he could be in it, actually. I think he for sure deserves a reference as a safe call. That's more likely, but him actually being in it, I don't know. But this is a lot of legal jargon. It's all in the city. Who knows?
Well, doesn't She-Hulk take place in San Francisco?
Is it San Francisco?
I think good friend of the show, Mr. Marvel's Minutes, on his show was talking about how this takes place in California, which is why it was going to be hard to get a Daredevil thing. But I don't know if she comes to New York and that's when she sees him, or maybe she comes to meet him and then he does the flippity thing or something.
No, I actually have not even thought about looking into. I just assumed it was New York.
I did too, but according to good friend Brian, he said that this takes place on the West Coast.
I mean, West Coast would work out though, because it kind of leads into potentially doing a good old West Coast Avengers.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Well, interesting. Yeah. So that would make it why is he out there then if he's on the West Coast? Also, I mean, she could be in the West Coast, have to travel to the East Coast for some reason.
That's what I'm thinking. Is she goes out to the East Coast and he needs to talk to her about someone she's going to court with or something, and that's where he intervenes or something. I think this will lead well into Echo, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely
maybe
makes
tie in
sense.
a little bit of Hawkeye or something.
Right. I mean,
Maybe
it's all
she's
ground level
defending
stuff.
Yeah. I think Kazi died, but maybe a tracksuit or something. I don't know.
Well, I will let you know that, I mean, this is better. I don't think Daredevil is going to be in it for like only 2 minutes, because recently one of the writers was in an interview and everything and asked about like what's like having Daredevil in and all like that. They said, I don't think we ever in a million years thought we would be allowed to use them because we didn't know what the status was of the character. And then I can't remember how we got wind that he was coming back and it was Charlie Cox. That means, wait, does that mean I could use him? Are we allowed? And they told us, yeah. And then couldn't believe it. We thought we were being pranked. And then here's the big kicker quote right here. Try saying that 5 times fast. We just kept writing him in and we kept rolling with the story, just thinking like, okay, any moment now they're going to tell us we can't use them. They made a mistake. They actually don't have the rights. But it just kept like becoming more and more real. And it was so hard to keep that secret. So ultimately, I think he's going to be in multiple episodes. My guess. Which I really, really hope so. Because if they're done right, it's not going to be too distracting where it takes the whole focus away from her. He could still be present. I don't think it's going to become like an only Daredevil show. But also, he's in this. He's in No Way Home, briefly. But he's going to be in Echo. Like, and he's getting his own show with 18 episodes. So clearly, they really, really, really want Daredevil prominent. Kind of like another prominent person, which is Wong. We know Wong is going to be in the show too. He's been in Phase Wong for all of Phase 4 pretty much. And he hasn't really taken away like the leading spot, but
yeah, but Wong isn't a main character. Wong isn't someone that we've been waiting for since they canceled Daredevil 4 or 5 years ago. Whenever the hell that was. And Wong's very minor in that you see him, you're like, oh shit, it's Wong. And then he says something snappy or funny or something. And then you're like, ha. And then on with the story. But I feel like Matt Murdock, Daredevil, is so important. How do I explain it? He's not on the level of like Spider-Man, but that'd be like if Spider-Man showed up in this show and you'd be like paying attention to literally anything except for Spider-Man. You'd be like, no, the Spider-Man's right there. I don't care about anything else. I feel like Daredevil's got the same kind of effect, but not to that high of a degree.
I guess it's going to come down to why is he there? He could just be someone she consults with at night or something, or just like he pops up like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah.
You killed Foggy.
Oh, that'd be awful. Yeah, so that's definitely got me stoked for the show more. Another thing I was going to bring up here, the overall tone of the show. I've heard mixed reports. If you watch the trailers, especially the latest one where she breaks the fourth wall, no, she's not, and they are not just ripping off of Daredevil. She's done in the comics before.
Deadpool.
So it's okay. It's fine. But overall, the show, I've heard some people say it's almost like Marvel's version of Sex and the City. And I do not know how I feel about that. And also, I've never watched Sex and the City, so I don't know. But also, I feel like that kind of may have been an over exaggeration from someone who just sounded kind of shitty about how they felt about the show. But it's supposed to be more of like a lawyer comedy action thing.
I am a 27-year-old nerd man, and most of Marvel fans are me, right? I've never watched Sex and the City, and I feel like a lot of these guys are just like, who cares about this lady trying to find a date? This isn't what Marvel's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And like I always say, I like it when they're not taking themselves too seriously.
Right.
So I'm going to enjoy her on Tinder and carrying her little man like a baby.
Yeah.
And just dumb shit like that sometimes. It's okay. It's a palate cleanser.
Mm-hmm.
I love Avengers Infinity War. I love Avengers Endgame. If it was like that all the time, I would be happy. But sometimes you just need something to break it up a little bit. And I feel like this is something. I don't think it's going to be, Oscar worthy or anything. And, who gives a shit about the Oscars anyway? But I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be fine. I'm looking more forward to this than I was Miss Marvel. Let's put it that way.
I think I agree. I was looking forward to Miss Marvel solely for the fact of what are they going to do to tie this in the Marvels, and what are they going to do about her inhuman power heritage. Needless to say, a little bit indifferent.
And it turns out nothing and nothing, fam.
I mean, not nothing. There's some stuff there. We talked about that on a different episode though. But I 100% agree with you on just like it is good and it's okay as that palate cleanser, right? I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of these people are still, even though they are heroes, like what's it like for the lower level heroes, which we're starting to actually see in this show, which is kind of intriguing. It's good to know like what do they do with their actual lives. So I think it's okay. And it's all right to have a little bit more of like a mature audience because this, I think, is actually rated PG-13 or TV-13, whatever the TV version of that is.
TV-14.
TV-14, thank you. So I think it'll be okay. It'll be fun. And either way, it's still like She-Hulk's a pretty cool character. Think about it. And we're also getting another Hulk, which is even better. That kind of begs the question, how much do you think the Hulk will actually be in this? Mark Ruffalo himself. Do you think he's in majority of the episodes? Or do you think he's only in like slightly the beginning, flashbacks maybe? What do you presume?
I think he'll be in most of the episodes.
Most of them?
Yeah. I think they're trying to where they kind of just pushed Miss Marvel off a cliff and said, fly. I don't think they're doing that with her as much. Give her some established characters, make you want to watch. I think Hulk will be very prominent, at least with her getting her powers and training. In the comic book, she is shot, I believe.
And she needs a blood transfusion?
If not shot, she's hit by a car. Something happens to her. She's all messed up. She needs a blood transfusion. She gets Bruce's blood because he's her cousin. And that's how she gets her powers. I assume they're going to do something similar. She's going to get hurt when she's just chilling as a regular lady.
Mm-hmm.
And now Bruce has to train her on how to be super strong and super Hulk. So I think he'll be in, you said it's 9 episodes. For sure, he'll be in the first 4 or 5. But I think he'll be in at least parts of all 9 of them, in my humble opinion. I'm very, very interested to see what goes on between Bruce and Abomination.
Hey.
Abomination's back. He looks like a big angry fish. I am stoked for that. I loved Abomination in the movie. And also with this show, I think it's setting up other shows. I'll be very disappointed if it doesn't set up anything else. And I know I say I don't like stuff that just sets up other stuff, but with this, you have so much potential with setting up Echo, setting up Daredevil, setting up Thunderbolts, even with Abomination being there. You should get a Contessa Valentino, Allegra de Fontaine cameo at some point coming to get her Abomination or whatever. I'm interested to see if they do anything with like a Red Hulk. I doubt it. I feel like that's just throwing too much at a show. But with Theodore Thunderbolt Ross being rest in peace in real life, I think it's hard to do a Red Hulk, and I think it's too convoluted. So they might just cut Red Hulk, take the name Thunderbolts, take Abomination.
Yeah, that might be the safer route. And also, I don't know. I mean, there's that whole Universal issue where they can't actually do a Hulk movie without Universal because they have the rights and stuff. I wonder if that applies to Red Hulk too.
I have no idea.
So I have IMDb open, and sometimes you got to take it with a grain of salt on the actual like full credits and listings of everything. So when you look at the cast, obviously Tatiana Maslany, who is Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk herself, she's listed as 9 episodes. So that's a whole series. Duh. But then we also see Mark Ruffalo, who is at 9 episodes. Jamila Jamil, who's going to be Titania. I always mess up that name. She's in it for 9 episodes. Benedict Wong in their 9 episodes. highly doubt that. So that's where it kind of gets, okay, makes sense. Yeah, that's for sure. Then I don't know about that. But also listed for 9 episodes is Abomination and Charlie Cox. If we really get Daredevil in 9 episodes, that'd be absolutely nuts.
I
No
doubt
way.
it. Yeah, I doubt that. Abomination, maybe.
I think you get Daredevil for
Charlie
3
Cox.
episodes.
I mean,
He shows up in the
you heard,
beginning, the middle, and then the end. I think that's how he's going to show up.
You heard my opinion.
2 minutes.
You just brought her up her name, but we haven't talked about her at all. I love Jamila Jamil.
Did you watch The Good
She's
Place?
going to be, yes, that's why I love her.
Nice.
In a sundress playing Tahani. It doesn't sound right, but I think it's Tahani. She was awesome. She's funny. She's super pretty. There's a TikTok going around where she smells Paul Rudd. Like, she's the
I remember
best.
that video, yeah.
She's good friends with the Impractical Jokers in real life. So it'll be fun to see her get like a villainous role. What I'm afraid of is Wonder Woman 1984 with Kristen Wiig as the bad guy. Because Kristen Wiig's funny to a point. And, now she's trying to do this serious cheetah thing, and she's awful, right? Devin put Wonder Woman 1984 as his worst superhero movie of all time, as far as I can remember. So
it's low, guys. That movie was abysmal. It was an abomination.
There it is. So I am excited for her to be in this show. I don't know much about the character. I also don't know much about She-Hulk character either. But I think she's going to do a damn good job. And I feel like they're probably going to be friends that turn into enemies, just like every other girl versus girl competition that's ever been played ever, except for in Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I'm excited. I watched a little bit of The Good Place. That's where my familiarity runs with her. I don't know. I'm more excited in general for this show. Just I want to see the courtroom drama, but funny, the dramedy per se. So that's what I'm excited for. One other thing I was going to bring up too is the fact that this show showing, like, I can't remember if it was the San Diego trailer or a different one, but it shows her almost like in a talk, like a little circle speaking with other people, and they look like the low life kind of heroes, or just the very like sidewalk heroes, whatever you want to call them. It really makes me wonder if they are also kind of backdoor setting up Civil War Part 2. And the reason why I bring that up is because I want to say she has a little bit more of a role in Civil War Part 2. I only watched, I only read Part 1. I did not read Part 2 yet. But Captain Marvel is pretty much one of the main leaders of one of the factions or sides in Part 2. And we know that she's apparently going to be like the leader of the Avengers, apparently, from what I saw in a report recently. So with having these lower level heroes and everything, and part of what set up like the original Civil War in the comics and everything had to do with some heroes doing some really bad kind of like reality show-esque kind of stuff. And then unfortunately it caused the school to blow up. And that's kind of how we kind of got a similar relation with Sokovia and everything from Ultron. So it would make sense if they want to do another big Avenger event, do another Civil War Part 2. I think it could happen, especially when you have other things happening just with, from what we saw with like the Falcon and Winter Soldier, now with having all these lawyers and all these kind of like law kind of stuff going on the street. I could potentially see it. So that's what I'm very, very curious to see where the show goes in that essence. If I had to give it a confidence rating, I'd say that's only like maybe a 15% chance. But do I want to see it? Oh man, I really want to see another Civil War. Because we got more characters, we got more heroes. Bring it on. Do it. Okay.
So yelly, you sound like Seinfeld.
You want me to yell about
Do
something?
it!
I got something that I still want to yell about. I promise I'm done. I'm
Well-
not going to do it. I'm
Well,
not going to bring it up.
do you have any bold predictions for the show?
Bold predictions. Ooh. Okay. My prediction with this we get a mutant reference at the end. She has to actually defend a mutant. That would be my bold prediction. Also, another prediction is that there will be another scroll reference, and this could potentially lead up to what's going to happen in Secret Invasion, since that's only a year away.
Which mutant, Devin? Say his name. We're getting Wolverine.
I was going to say Nightcrawler.
Oh, that would be dope. I fucking love Nightcrawler.
How about you, man? How about you?
Bold prediction. Bold prediction. Oh, I'm trying to figure out how to word it. Bruce Banner is going to lose the Hulk in this show. As by some way, he's going to not be the Hulk anymore. He's going to just be Bruce Banner. And now she's going to be the Hulk character that Marvel ruins so much through the years. Right now he's big and green. I don't know that he had his arm in a sling. I don't think he did. They were like throwing boulders and shit.
That was the other thing we kind of didn't really touch base upon, because that goes into like, when does this take place?
Yeah. And in Shang-Chi, he is person man.
Person with the sling.
I know he transforms back and forth, but I feel like once he decided that's who he was Hulk, but he was smart. Fine. But now he's back to Mark Buffalo. I feel like he's going to that's who he is now. He's not Hulk is gone. Something happened and he's no longer the Hulk anymore. That's my bold prediction.
That's good. That's a good one. I think no matter what, we're probably going to get an idea of explaining at least what's going on with Hulk. That has to be given. So, and we can end on this. Where does this take place? I kind of feel that this could actually be split in a mix of just flashbacks, post-blip before Endgame, and then what was it called? Then taking place post Endgame. So it'll be before and it'll be like after. I don't know why that took me so hard to say that. Mainly because of what you said. Like
always,
we don't really see like any scars or anything on the Hulk's arm in any of the like trailers or anything. But we know he is Smart Hulk. So I could actually imagine him. How he says in Endgame, he spent a lot of time in like the gamma lab and everything with radiation. That's how he created the best version of himself. Part of that could have been a hint all along that She-Hulk is coming. Maybe she was in there the whole time with him as he figured this out. And we know he's in some sort of lab because that's how he does like the testing on her to try and get her to bring her form out and like acts of danger, things like that. So this obviously could be during like before Endgame events, but it could also be post, because obviously we got to know why he's in his human form. What did he do to reverse? Did he completely transfer everything to her? Is he done? Like, what's going on? So I'm curious to see what's going to happen.
I think this is post Endgame, pre Shang-Chi.
That was the other thing. I think this is how Wong discovers Abomination somehow. I don't think Shang-Chi has happened yet, like we saw in the cage fight. This would explain like why he does that.
So 9 weeks will go by. We'll be completely wrong, and we'll eat our words. What do you think? We haven't really done any preview shows, so this was fun.
Yeah, we haven't done one in a while because it's also like they catch up on you so fast, and we're still like finishing one thing before the next. So that comes out on now Thursday, August 18th. And then thank you for reminding me, Luke. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's going to end on October 13th. which means we'll probably get that Werewolf by Night maybe on the 19th. If they do Wednesday. I know. I don't even know what they're going to do with release days anymore. I don't know. Thank you, Disney. You're giving me a migraine as a content creator. And then 11/11 is going to be Black Panther. So we have a little bit of a gap between show and movie, which is nice. So we're literally not like 3 episodes left of a show, and the movie comes out, and then we have one more episode of the show, and then you're like battling on what to talk about. So it'd be kind of nice to have. All right,
always done. Movies first. Always movies first.
Yeah, 100% agree. And then pretty much take that to the end of the year in December, and then we have to wait until, what is it, February is Ant-Man Quantumania?
Yeah.
Can you believe we're already almost through the year?
Well,
insane.
No, never mind. I was going to say January, December is Covenant Chaos, but I think that's next year.
Yeah.
So, did you do a trivia this week?
This week? Well, the week that we're talking about, I did not. But we did do a Would You Rather.
We already did the Black Panther one, correct?
Yeah, we did that in a previous episode.
Cool. Making sure. I decided to try and get our TikTok going, everybody. So go follow us on Earth894 TikTok. My first video in a while, I did a Would You Rather, and it was probably one I've asked before, but would you rather have a dance off with Star-Lord or go to the karaoke bar with Shang-Chi?
What would you choose?
And I chose, it's funny, on TikTok I chose Star-Lord, and on Instagram I chose Shang-Chi.
Chaos.
Anyone who knows me knows I love to sing. So the Shang-Chi thing just makes perfect sense. And dance off with Star-Lord is legendary to me. You can tell everybody hates Chris Pratt. The mighty have fallen because he was so popular, and now everybody's just like, "Damn, screw that guy." Like, he's still Star-Lord, man. Come on. So, on both TikTok and Instagram, Shang-Chi won. Everybody would rather go out with Shang-Chi.
I'm honestly surprised. I mean, granted, throughout the day, it was kind of tied neck and neck for a bit, but I'm very surprised that more people would want to do with not only a newer character, but do karaoke with that.
Brian said he'd rather go dancing with Star-Lord. I would pay good money to watch Brian dance. I think that would be awesome.
Well, now coming down to the stage.
And Devin chose to sing with Shang-Chi.
Yeah, man. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah. So, check us out on TikTok. I think Devin's got some ideas. I've got some ideas rattling around. Hopefully I could just actually record them and quit being such a baby, you know?
Nah, you're good, man. TikTok's hard. Honestly, content's hard. We're old.
I'm just, I just feel so dumb sitting here recording myself sometimes.
Yeah.
This is embarrassing.
You know, and that's why we're an audio podcast mainly. You know, Louis, people always told us we got the face for radio. Here we are.
I got a face for. Basically.
Awesome.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us today. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook if you want. We have a Discord. Go give us a follow on Discord. We have a website, www.earth894podcast.com. Check our shop. We have cool shirts and other stuff.
Oh my God, you got to get a shirt, guys. We have the awesome design of Mjolnir crossed with Stormbreaker, and it has Earth 894 insignia and numbers on it. But did you know on the back? Yeah, we acted so fast. Thank you, Emily Sweetheart, for giving us this. We got on the back of that shirt all of the tattoos that are on Thor's back in Thor Love and Thunder. It is awesome. It's a very cool shirt in 3 mighty colors. Go check it out. It's probably a discount going on this weekend, so go check it out. Buy one. If you get one, send us a photo. We know someone ordered a shirt recently. Tag us in it. Let us know. We'll send you some free shit, man. Or lady,
Absolutely.
or person, or, Taryn. Do it.
I have so many stickers.
Yeah. I gave some out at a show recently. Shout out to the Homecoming.
Yeah. So follow us there. Discord. Leave us a review. 5 stars preferred. If for any reason it's not 5 stars, please let us know why. Is it because we talk too much and I say too many times? I will do my best to not do that.
I apologize for my bitching about the days.
Yeah. Other than that, the next time we record, Devin and I will both be a year older.
Oh, I just heard some dust. Like,
Devin and I will both be 28 the next time you hear our voices. Hopefully it's a lot deeper. Hopefully I hit puberty and I come next time. I'm just like, hey guys, welcome. Welcome to Earth 894. My name is Louie. But yeah, so happy birthday to Devin. Monday,
happy
I
birthday
believe.
to you, Louie. Yeah.
So cool. We'll see you guys on the flippity flop.
Until next time. Bye. We'll see you next Wednesday. Oh, wait.
You know the next lyric of Dear Maria, Count Me In? Let's see. I got your picture, I'm coming with you. Dear Maria, count me in.
Well, I'm a thoroughbred, that's what she said in the back of my truck bed as I was hitting.